right. And that's why you find many of them starting to be good and strong and mashallah, and all of a sudden, I have doubts. Why? The Prophet married Aisha when she was 9. Ooh, you're a kafir. If you doubt the Prophet ﷺ for a second, you're a full-fledged kafir. Get the heck out of my house.
Welcome to Islam, the religion of shut up and listen and don't question anything. If you do, you're a disbeliever and get out of here. I mean, that's insane. So you're just not supposed to question anything? That's not supposed to, wonder if the facts line up with, what you're saying. I mean, that's insane. I mean, when it comes to Christianity, huge difference because we're supposed to always be prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks for a reason for the hope that is in you. I mean, we're supposed to be able to give facts, evidence. We're supposed to test everything and hold fast to what is good, test the spirits, see if they come from God. I mean, everything that we believe is supposed to derive from facts and evidence, and we're supposed to be able to back that up. For example, Paul says in First Corinthians that if Christ didn't rise from the dead, our faith is in vain. It's futile. It's nothing. So our faith is rooted in things that have happened, and we're supposed to give a defense for those things. Jesus even says, believe me, or believe that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. If not, or else believe in the works that I do. So it's not just, hey, believe and blindly believe. It's like, hey, if you have doubts, look at what I'm doing and see that, hey, I'm from God. I came from God. I am God. And you can know this by what I'm doing. Or when John the Baptist's disciples came to him and say, hey, are you the one to come, or should we be looking for another? He doesn't say, just shut up and believe, and that's it. He said, no, yeah, look at the things that I'm doing. See all the things that I'm doing and how they show that I am the one who is to come. So it's just not blind faith. We believe based on evidence, and we're supposed to examine these things and test these things. And that's how we know we believe what we believe. And just because you have doubt doesn't mean like, oh, you're a disbeliever, get out of here. I mean, some of the giants of the faith had doubts, like Abraham. At one point, he doubted whether or not God would be able to fill his promise to him since he was an old man. And he's just like, hey, you told me I'm going to have all these offspring, but I don't have any kids. I'm like 100 years old. But then eventually God fulfilled his promise, and Abraham believed, and he counted him as righteous because of his faith. But he did doubt at times. Or Moses. I mean, you got Moses, at the burning bush, he sees this burning bush, and God's telling him all these great things that he's going to do. He's going to be with him, and he doubted. He's like, I'm not the guy. You got, I can't do this. But eventually, Moses be one of the giants of the faith. Leading the people out of Egypt and guiding them in the wilderness. I mean, again, a guy who doubted God ended up being this prominent figure. I mean, even look at Jacob. Jacob wrestled with God. I mean, so the doubt is nothing new. Doubt is natural, especially when somebody's telling you something that seems unbelievable. For example, like in Christianity, our faith is based off the guy who rose from the dead. That takes a lot of evidence, but we have that evidence, and we're not afraid of that evidence. And yeah, it may cause doubt at times because you're like, man, this seems impossible. But we believe in a God who can do the impossible, and it's all based on what he's done in the past. I mean, for example, you have in the book of Acts in chapter 7, where Stephen is telling the Jews at the time to not disbelieve in what God had done from now in reference to the resurrection with Christ because of all the things he's done in the past. God had fulfilled all of his promises before, so don't doubt the promise that he filled with him now. He didn't say just shut up and believe. He said, look, God did all these things for our people in the past, so believe what he's doing now because of what he's done in the past. So I said, Christianity, we believe in facts, evidence, and we're not afraid to question these things. We're supposed to examine the things, search the scriptures, test everything, make sure that they are true and that they are facts. And Jesus says, I am the truth. All right, so we're supposed to seek truth, seek Jesus. It's not just blind faith and just blindly believe. We're supposed to seek the truth, and that is ultimately in Jesus.